Hello and welcome to the United Stand. If I was to say to you, Lindelof, Fabinho, Perisic, Morata and Belotti and David De Gea stays at Manchester United, would that be a good transfer window for you? Because I tell you what, it's jackpot transfer for me. Absolutely ecstatic if that is what we can do. It's a big, massive if. I think it's been reported this afternoon in The Independent that they are the 5 players that we are going after. If you watched my show on Monday night where I did the top 5 Mourinho signings, I would get 4 out of 5 if we signed those 5 players. So it'd be absolutely unprecedented. I've had people saying to me today it wasn't hard to pick those 5. Well, actually it is, considering we've been apparently signing Michael Keane, James Rodriguez, to name 2 that we're definitely signing. So I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy if that is what's going to happen. But I'm interested tonight as to what you think about it. It's Skype Goldbridge. It's all one word. And Skype will be open in a minute and we'll be taking your calls. But let me just go back to that. Fabinho, Lindelof, Perisic, Morata, Belotti, United seriously interested in all 5 signings. And you know what? I can sense a little bit of, and I want to get your opinions tonight, but I want to get a bit of your opinions. I can sense there's a little bit of, there's no big Galactico signing, but I would be ecstatic because you get a CDM in Fabinho. I think the great thing about most of these players is they're good players now, but they've all got growth in them. They're on the graph going up, and Mourinho is great at getting the best out of players. So Fabinho as the CDM. Early 20s can grow. Same with Lindelof as a centre-back. Early 20s can grow. Same with Belotti. Early 20s can grow. Morata, 24, still got time to grow. And Perisic is probably the experienced one that we need a wide man for it. So we'd bring 5 players in who I think would be consistently good for us. And we've got Galacticos, we've got Pogba, we've got Martial, we've got Rashford, people like that. I think they'd be absolutely fantastic signings. So I want to know tonight what you think about it. And before I go into it, just to give you a little bit of background, Morata, as we know, Manchester United have apparently agreed personal terms. Did a video for you at lunchtime about that. Belotti, apparently we want both, and a deal, an offer went in for £70 million last night, very late last night. We did a video for that, and he has got a release clause of £87 million, but Manchester United seem to think Torino would accept 70. Imagine if we got Morata and Belotti. Perisic, another offer has apparently got him for 35 million. Inter have rejected it, we think, but just shows United are interested. Lindelof is apparently going to be done early next week. And Fabinho, that's the quiet one. That's the one I want us to get home. But apparently we are very, very interested in Fabinho. So I'd be ecstatic with that 5. Chaos Assassin says, Mark's got such a punchable face. Whenever you fancy it, mate. Whenever you fancy it. You've been deleted by Mad Marcus. In fact, just block him. We don't need idiots on here. Just block him. Get rid of him. Forsberg's a good player, says Alex Bork. You see, I give you 5 and you want 6. It's the United way, isn't it? Morata is a Galactico, says Big T. Potentially he is. I think they can grow into that. What about one to the left foot, says Juan Chiro. Yeah, I was thinking about James Rodriguez today. I've never felt that we were going to get him. I do like him, but I've never felt that Mourinho's wanted him because it's such an easy deal for us to do. This means that the likes of Mata, Mkhitaryan, Rashford, Martial on the bench, says Akshay. It doesn't. It means that we get rid of some of the deadwood, we replace it with this lot, and we've got a very good squad. That's what he wants. And hello Mark, says Matrix07. How do we fit Belotti and Morata into the same lineup? I doubt either one of them wants to sit on the bench. Perhaps changing formation. Well, both of them can play. I think a lot of you've said it, and when the Griezmann collapse happened, I think Alex said it and a few of you said it, that maybe we're not going to play with a number 10. Maybe we're going to play with a midfield 3, Herrera, Pogba, and hopefully a signing of Fabinho or someone like that. Then you'll have your number 9 up front, maybe a bit of width with Perisic, and maybe the right-sided player will be a Belotti, will be a Rashford, could be a Martial on the left, and put Perisic on the right. Mata comes in. There's so many options for United. I think that's what Mourinho wants. But I agree with you. If you're asking me, I don't think we'll get Belotti and Morata. But that is the word on the street, and I would be very happy if we made those 5 signings. But that's your intro. It's over to you. I want to know what you think. Not necessarily about that. Zlatan left today. Rooney might be staying. Lots to talk about. So get Skyping in. It's Skype Goldbridge, all one word. And you can get Skyping in now, and I will take your calls. And fire away. Can Griezmann still sign for us, says Hydro X Ox. I wouldn't have thought so. Thoughts on Merson saying we should sign Kane over Morata? I don't want Harry Kane. I'm not a big fan of Harry Kane. I think he's a good striker, but I don't think technically he's anywhere near some of the strikers in Europe. So that's my personal opinion. I know a lot of you like him. Van Khan says, who will be our number 7? I don't know. I know who it's going to be. Nobody knows now. Tyrone Williams, I don't want to sound negative, but I don't think we need Morata and Belotti. We need a winger. Well, Perisic is a winger. Maybe you want 2. And any chance of Gylfi to play as our number 10? The United stand, says Dylan Sampson. I don't personally get this Gylfi Sigurdsson thing. I've never seen him as a Manchester United. I've never even really seen him as a top 4 player. And I know we didn't finish top 4. But I don't get the Sigurdsson thing at all. He's been around for a long time. And I just don't see him as a United player at all. And we're not linked to him either. So let's try Nick. Nick, can you hear me?
Hello?
I've never seen him as a
Hello. All I can hear is me. Sorry, Nick. Look, if you're calling in, you've got to mute me. I can't. People just hear me talking twice. You've got to mute me off and have your audio set up if you're going to come on live. Let's try Azzy. Azzy, can you hear me? Oh, he's bottled it. Maybe he's a Liverpool fan. Let's try Aditya. Aditya, can you hear me?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yep, can hear you perfectly. What do you want to say, pal?
Yeah. Hi, mate. So this seems to be a very good transfer for 5 players. But I keep thinking about one thing. Mourinho said that there will be one surprise signing. Which of these do you think it will be, or will there be another name that comes to your mind?
Yeah, good point.
That's
there.
one of my.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Aditya is basically saying that I like the 5 signings, the 5 potential signings that I've mentioned there. But who is going to be the big surprise signing? Now, I remember when I spoke about this, and a few people said, Mourinho never said that. Well, I think he did. I think he did sort of allude to that there will be surprises this summer. But who would it be? I don't think any of those 5 that I've mentioned there, Fabinho, Lindelof, Morata, Perisic or Belotti would be that surprising. Griezmann wouldn't have been that surprising. The thing is, I think that I'd throw it back. I mean, have you got any ideas? Because the thing I would say is just because I've said that 5 players doesn't mean we'll sign 5 of them. And to be honest with you, if we did sign that 5 players, that means I've predicted 4 out of 5, and I'm never that good. So I don't think we will sign that 5 players. Hopefully, we'll sign 2 or 3 of them. But what about you? Have you got a feeling we might sign sort of a shock signing, and who it might be?
I mean, exactly. These 5 players. This gives us attacking flair, but I'm still worried about the central defense or central midfield. So that's kind of area where we need to buff up. We need backup for Herrera. We need Fellaini. Probably it's my personal opinion, but we need Fellaini out. So that is something which I'm still worried about. Like someone like Matuidi or Matic, someone like that. We really need someone in the CDM position. That's what I personally feel.
Anuj says that De Gea is the surprise signing, which, to be honest, I think it definitely surprised me, and I'd be very happy if De Gea stays, which it looks like he might do. But, football's never easy, and Manchester United transfer windows are never this easy. For us to just go, oh yeah, we're going to get Fabinho, Lindelof, Perisic, Morata, Belotti, it won't happen. I'd be very happy if it did, because it's very balanced. It covers all the positions: centre back, centre defensive midfield, striker, winger. Yeah, I'd be absolutely ecstatic if it happens. But I can tell you now, bet any money we won't sign that 5 players. There'll be somebody that nobody's even mentioned that'll appear. The Lindelof deal is apparently going to happen next week with Perisic and Morata. Are you confident that we'll sign those 3? Do you think we can start thinking that they will be coming?
I personally really wish they should come. I feel Morata is happening, Lindelof is happening, Perisic is happening, but I'm not sure about Belotti and Fabinho. I really don't see them coming. I mean, it's a little difficult. Fabinho is still a good option, but Belotti, 80 million odd. I doubt Mourinho, he might be looking for that, but I seriously doubt Belotti coming in. I think he'll continue with Rashford and we have Martial. So those 3, I think up front is good enough. We need someone in the midfield. That's my strong opinion.
Okay. Where are you calling from, pal?
Yeah. So this was my first time. Thanks for the call.
Whereabouts are you calling from?
I'm calling from India.
Oh, great. Okay, well, thanks. Great first time on, and please do call in again.
Yeah, same here. Bye.
Thank you. It is interesting. I think the fact that Zlatan's gone today. Hopefully, if you haven't watched the video, you'll go and watch it after this one. Did it a couple of hours ago. Zlatan is off. Not on the retained list, so he's gone. Rooney needs to go, so that leaves us with Rashford and potentially Martial as a forward. You could get Morata in and say that's your that's your three options. I do agree. If you got Belotti in as well, that's four options up front. And over a season, well, it's all right saying we've got Champions League football now, but last year we had Europa League, and he still pretty much played Zlatan every week until he got injured. So I'll be shocked. I'll be very surprised if we did sign two, but it's not for me to say that we will or we won't. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Let's try. Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah,
You?
good, thanks.
Oh, missed
Yeah,
you.
not bad, thank
What are
you.
you going to say?
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty excited about Morata joining. Obviously, that's going to be a good signing for us. I think he's going to bring something new to United, so that's obviously quite exciting. But what's happening with James Rodriguez?
Yeah, I've got a few people asking about that. I mean, to be honest, I don't really think that we're in for him anyway. I think if we wanted to sign him, it'd be very easy to sign. I'd be happy to sign him, but I don't hear anything other than that he wants to. So, I mean, is he a player that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, I think he's a good player. Can he play on the right?
Yeah, he can basically play number 10, and he can play anywhere in the midfield, really. He's obviously not a striker, but yeah, he can play there. I mean, he's not super fast, but he's very creative. He's probably better off the right because he's got such a good left foot. He scores a lot, creates a lot of goals for Real Madrid off the right, sort of onto Ronaldo's head. So, but yeah, he can play on the left. But we do have somebody called Andres Pereira if he's given a chance.
Yeah, definitely. Pereira definitely needs to be given a chance this year, but whether Jose's going to allow him to get much game time is going to be, another question. But
just on Morata,
yeah,
just on Morata, I know he divides a lot of opinion. What do you think about Morata? You said you're excited about him. I know a lot of United fans aren't. Can you understand that?
The thing is, I think I'm a little worried about Rashford's development. Whether if we do sign two strikers this season, I think it's going to be hard for Rashford to get in the team. Is he going to be played in cup games, or is he going to be given a chance to go up front with the likes of Morata? And I don't know. It's quite an exciting time of the season. A transfer for us because there's so many options out there. Obviously, Griezmann was bit of a kick to the dick, to excuse my French, but I don't know, mate. It's going to be exciting. I'd love it to sign something like Fabinho because he's going to bring a lot, and obviously we need a central defensive midfielder. So,
do you think we need to sign? Yeah. I look around. Do you think we need to sign a Galactico sort of signing? I mean, do you think our fans? I mean, I know a lot of United fans obviously doing this, and I've been a United fan for a long time, and I think I always pride the fact that we do have a lot of depth and a lot of knowledge and a good education in football from Manchester United. But also I think similarly, over the last few years, we have attracted new fans. That's always the way. And I have noticed a bit of an Arsenal mentality where people expect Galacticos every summer. If we did sign, 4 of those 5 that I've mentioned, I think it's fair to say that none of them are probably superstar signings. Do you think there'll be some United fans unhappy with that, and can you see why? Do you think United need to be making sort of a Pogba signing, a Di Maria signing every summer?
Yeah, definitely. We're Manchester United. We should be fighting on all fronts. We shouldn't be settling for 4th place. We need to be fighting for to win the Premiership. We need to be fighting to win the Champions League and to win every cup that we're in for. It's like that's the United way. And in the past couple of years, it's been heartbreaking to see United in such a not a poor position, because we're always going to be Manchester United. We're the biggest club in the world, but whether I'm being biased saying that, I just think that we should be fighting on all fronts, and for us to be, we should be up there making signings. Like, there's no player in the world that we shouldn't be going for.
Yeah, I mean,
I truly believe that.
I personally think we're in a difficult situation. I did say this when the Griezmann deal broke down, that we'd spent a lot of time working on the Griezmann deal, and if we'd made that deal, he would have took the number 7 shirt. He's third in the Ballon d'Or. He's one of the best players in the world, and there's your Galactico, and he fits us like a glove. Unfortunately, because it broke down, I don't think it's so easy to just go, let's get Neymar, let's get Bale, let's get Dybala.
Yeah.
I think you've got to work on those deals for a long time. So I think it'll be difficult. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it will be difficult for United to pull off that sort of superstar signing, especially if, as many people suspect, I nearly said Goldbridge, Griezmann is being put off until next summer.
You'd love to you'd love to fill that number 10 shirt. I know you would.
I think I'm a bit old now.
No, well, I don't know. It's people like Neymar. There's because he is such a global icon. And he's such a big player. We should be going for players like that. But I don't know whether not necessarily Neymar, but the thing is we've been linked with so many players who play left-sided midfield, and to be honest, we haven't really ever replaced David Beckham, and we've not really had anyone down that right wing apart from Tony Valencia, but he's at right back now, so I think we've got a void in the team there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Is it your first call? First time on?
It is, dude. Yeah.
Well, fantastic, Tom. Really enjoyed that, and please do call in again.
Yeah, wicked. Thanks very much, Mark.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
2 debuts tonight, and it's going well. Apparently, somebody did message me before today, and let me just see if they've messaged me back. They are a Real Madrid fan. Let's get them on. Rakesh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're live on the United Stand. Now, you messaged me earlier to say that you are a Real Madrid fan, so fill us in a bit about Morata and what your thoughts on him coming to Manchester United.
Yeah, obviously you were linked to Aubameyang, which I think is the best overall striker in the world right now. But since he's about to join PSG, I think Morata is the next best option as a striker. He started 14 games this season with 14 goals and 5 assists. And the thing with Morata is he can do everything. He can hold up plays better than any striker in the world right now. I think he's fast. He's not lightning quick, but he's fast. He's really good in the air. He's good at passing. He's good at dribbling. And one thing is that the game we played against Valencia earlier this season, he came on as a substitute in the 72nd minute. We conceded in the 85th. He didn't play really good, that well, but he's one of those players. He don't need to have that really good game to produce a bit of magic. So he came on as a substitute, and in the 88th minute, I think, we got a throw. Carvajal threw it to Morata. He took it down, held off a defender, then did a sombrero flick over him. Took it on a half volley, crossed it across the box to Marcelo, and then we scored to win the game 2-1. That's a striker I think you need, who can play in central. He can go out to the left, he can go out to the right, receive the ball and come down, get the ball on his feet. He can go. He's good at crosses. He can go. He can run with the ball. He can do everything. That's a striker I think you need this season. And
yeah, sorry. I just want to ask you something actually, but let me just. We've had a super chat from Jared Passerman, which sort of fits in with this. He said he's got a friend who's a Juventus fan, and he said Morata is a superstar. And he's so happy he's coming. Such a great fit. Any doubters Google his run against Bayern in the Champions League, which is a good run. Jared Passerman, thanks for that contribution. But what I was going to say is, as a Real Madrid fan, what are your thoughts about him leaving? Because a lot of positive things there, but are you sad that he's leaving? And also, why, if he's so good, has he not been able to dislodge Benzema, who every time I watch Benzema play for Real Madrid, I don't really get it. He doesn't score that many goals, and why can't Morata get in the team? Why are Real Madrid selling him if he's so good?
The thing is that I'm really gutted he was leaving Real Madrid. He's one of my favorite players in the squad. I think that Zidane tries to build the squad around Ronaldo, so he's trying to fit Benzema in that squad because he's not that selfish. Morata, I won't say Morata is selfish, but he's a real out and out striker who wants to score that goal. But Benzema is that player who really he's got some bit of technique. But he's always trying to find that pass to Ronaldo so he can score. That's what I think Zidane tries to do.
I think that's a fantastic point, because I've probably seen Real Madrid about 10 times this season, and Benzema doesn't score many goals, but I think he's spot on there, and I'm glad that you've said that, because I think that is the case with Benzema. I think he is very workmanlike and does work for the team and set opportunities up for the team, whereas Morata is probably a little bit more wants to score the goals himself, which is what you've just said there. Do you think this deal's going to happen? How much do you think? There's a lot of talk about the price now. Do you think he will end up coming to Manchester United? And what do you think? Why do you think Real Madrid want so much money for him I think they only paid 30 million to get him back?
Yeah, because at first Zidane's thought was to buy him and then sell him for more money, because he had that great one with Juventus the year before. He played really good and whatnot, so he wanted to buy him and then sell him, so he could get a bit more money from him, because he had that in his contract. I think 30 million buyout clause back to Real Madrid because they sold him. Yeah. And what's the other point? I didn't get that. The other thing.
I was going to ask about the price, but something else has just dropped into my head. Oh. You can tell me how much you think we'll get him for. I think 60 million sterling is being mentioned, which would be about 75 million euro. But De Gea, what's your thoughts on De Gea as a Real Madrid fan and potential coming to Real Madrid this summer? Do you want him? Do you think it'll happen?
Yeah, I don't really know, because Navas at the start of the season was, sorry for my language, he was really shit. He was the worst player on the field by miles. And De Gea, I watched every United game this season. I like United, my favorite team in England, so I watched every game. And De Gea is the best goalkeeper in the world in my eyes, or him or Buffon. But since like 2 or 3 months, Navas has been exceptional. He's been on the same level as De Gea, and therefore I don't really know if we're gonna buy him. That's the main thing. And the price for Morata, 60 million sterling, is a bargain, I think, because if you don't try to buy him now, he's gonna just improve and as a Real Madrid player, or just go to some other club for 60 million or 70, I don't know, something like that, and then his price gonna just increase. And as the market is, you're buying players for too much money these days, so he's just gonna go. His price just gonna skyrocket. So to try to buy him now, if you're gonna buy him, but I really don't hope anyone buys him.
Rakesh, thanks for calling in. Really glad that you did that and gave us the Real Madrid side of things in relation to Morata and De Gea. And please do call again. We might, you never know, there might be some more business coming that way. But thanks for calling in anyway.
Thanks.
Bye bye. I've just got to read a couple of super chats out. Evil Duck, thank you. He's contributed and said happy birthday to Mother Ducky and Mad Mother Marcus. Mad Marcus has made a contribution as well, saying happy birthday to his mum, love you loads. For those who did the watch along, she did appear sometimes. It was quite funny during the season, so happy birthday to Marcus's mum as well from everyone involved in the United Stand. Hope you're having a great day. And Morata, there's a lot of people calling, so I need to take another call, but yeah, Evil Duck says happy birthday as well. A lot of people on about 100,000 subscribers. We're not quite there yet, but we're into that final 99,800 off at the moment. So we're probably not going to hit it tonight, but when we do hit it, got some special shows planned for you. A lot of people always ask, what's Soccer Box? How did it start? We've got the studio ready to go to show you how we started. So that's going to be good fun. Get some of the old crew back as well. Junior Igru says the surprise signing is Diego Costa. That wouldn't be a surprise, mate. It would be a horror story. I don't want him here. And Mark, I'm super hyped for Morata. Exactly what we need, says Mark O. I'm going to take another caller because that's the whole point of Skype Goldbridge. I was going to click Matter then. I liked the name. I should never tell people that you sometimes click on a good name. I don't really. I don't. Let's try this one. I don't know who I clicked there. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. It's not even flashed up with the name, so I can't even hear it is. Hello, can you hear me? I can hear someone then.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. No, we've lost them. Let's try Just Danny. Danny, can you hear me? Or Just Danny? No, he's hung up as well. No, he hasn't. Okay. Don't know what's gone wrong there. Might be having a bit of problems with Skype. It's a shame because we were having a good run, but hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, you're live on the United Stand. What do you want to say?
I think Morata would be a good sign-in for the club. He's not a big name signing in my point of view, but it's not always the big name players that shine at the club. For example, Falco wasn't really good. Di Maria struggled. I mean, I think it would be a great addition. He can score goals. He can come off the bench and win us games. So I think it would be a great fit for the club.
You know what? I think that's probably one of the comments of the night, simply because I think we need to move away from this Galactico, it's always got to be a superstar, because it doesn't always work. I mean, if Neymar signed for Manchester United, I'm sure everyone would go absolutely mad with excitement. But my feeling about Neymar is he's a bit of a brand, he's a bit of a mercenary, he's a bit of, I'm Neymar, look at me. And he comes to United, it's all about him. If he doesn't get a pass right or anything like that, you can imagine him stood on the halfway line with his hands on his hips. Morata, Perisic, Belotti, Fabinho, Lindelof, I think they come with points to prove. They're not superstars, but for me, it's like, I don't know what you think, but it's a bit like, yeah, it's great to have the superstars, but look at last season. Who were our best players? Valencia, Herrera, Bailly, not superstar signings, but very consistent, getting what Manchester United's all about. And I think that's what I see with Morata.
Yeah, and that's what the club needs at this point. I mean, I think he will improve the squad. I think he will be a top goal scorer for us.
I just want to bring in there as well, because obviously I think Morata's going to happen. I think it's going to be very surprising if it doesn't. Right back to Di Marzio sort of saying it a couple of weeks ago, to everything that's going on now, it's just leaning towards it. So Morata's agent saying that he wants somebody who he wants to play for a club that he can play for. Do you think we'll sign more than one striker, or do you think that really it should just be Morata, Martial, and Rashford?
I would be okay with the three of them, but if we can get another one, why not? We have a lot of games to play. We're back in the Champions League. We have the FA Cup. We have so many Premier League games. So if we could have 4 strikers, that would be great for the club. We're a big club. We have the money. If the right player is available, get him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Where are you calling from?
I'm actually in the United States.
I thought you were. First time on the show?
First time calling in, but I've been a follower for some time.
Great. Have you got to... I can hear somebody going, mummy, mummy, so I don't want to keep you on the call.
My little daughter. Yeah, she's out of daycare today.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, fantastic, absolutely fine. I didn't catch your name. Was it... it's not come up on...
Kim. It's Kim.
Kim. Well, fantastic for coming on, Kim. Really good call. And I'll let you get off to your little daughter.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too, thanks.
Bye-bye.
We've been really good tonight. We've had 3 or 4 debuts, and as per usual, I think I'm not going to blow wind up your backsides anymore and say you get it, because I think you all do get it now. And you just come on, and you come on with really intelligent and debatable points, which is great. So. Morata Day, says Anik. I mean, when will be? I think next week's going to be an interesting week for United. International are going on at the moment. Spain's last international is on Sunday. Sweden have got an international on Tuesday, so Lindelof may not be till after Tuesday. Morata could effectively happen Monday or Tuesday. Perisic, I think Croatia have got a game on Sunday, so that could happen early next week. Fabinho's on holiday. Belotti also, I think, has got a game for Italy on Sunday. So next week could be a big week for Manchester United. And I think we need to start signing some players. I mean, it is only the 10th of June, so we need to sort of take it a little bit steady. But it would be nice to get a couple of names under. But I do think that my sort of feeling is that it really could be the sort of summer where we buy players that, you know, aren't Galacticos, but are players that just make us slightly better. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello. I'm not getting names flashing up today for some reason. So who am I talking to and where are you calling from?
I'm from Ireland, and my name is Sophie, and I'd just like to say, sorry, I'm just kind of nervous here.
No, you're all right. Take your time, relax. You've nothing to be nervous about, apart from the 2,500 people listening. How many?
I'd just like to say about the dead one in our team, like Jones and Lingard. I know he won't leave, but like as you said, he has like the upper body strength of a little girl, and like Zlatan, he's like leaving, and Rooney. And, you know, Young, who's on, like, lots of money. And I just feel like we need to get rid of those players so we can just bring in these, you know, new five. And I was just saying, like, if we're going to sign Morata and possibly, like, Belotti and maybe Mbappe, I just feel like that's a bit too young alongside Rashford and Martial, you know?
No, yeah, it's a good point. I'm glad you brought up the Deadwood because I was only thinking about it today. I think that I saw somebody saying it on Twitter actually, that we're getting excited about players coming in through the door. What are people going out the door? I don't think you need to worry about that too much. That's the sort of thing. I mean, all Mourinho will be focused on is the players he wants for when they go on the US tour, which is the start of July, second week of July. People going out the door, that's somebody else's problem. But you did mention a name there. In the name, there's 2 points that I want to come back what you said. But first of all, Wayne Rooney, it's only in the mirror, I think, that sort of he might stay and see out his contract. As bad as he's been for the last 3 years, and as bad as it was to watch Jamie Carragher put him in his back pocket last weekend, surely Wayne Rooney's got it in his. Surely Wayne Rooney, I can't think that Wayne Rooney hasn't got pride that he wants to go and have his last couple of years somewhere where he can prove himself, and it's not going to be Manchester United. Do you think he'll go, or do you think he'll stay?
Yeah, I think he'll go. I mean, Mourinho obviously doesn't want him, and like I just can't see him like stay another year. Like I said, like on Twitter, he'll ruin his legacy if he stays like one more year. So like, and he like plus he's on 300,000 like I don't know, but like it's just I just can't see him staying one more year, and I just hate him if he stayed.
I think the blunt thing is he's been a great player for Manchester United, absolutely fantastic, but he hasn't got anything to offer us anymore. That's what I would say. And going to the other point that you said about if we sign Belotti, who's quite young, you've got Rashford, who is young, 19, Martial young as well. A little bit concerned, are you, that we need a little bit more experience? I mean, Morata's 24.
Yeah, I mean, I had like a striker in mind. I was thinking maybe Cavani, because like Aubameyang's coming to PSG, and like Cavani probably is going to stay, but like he is an option. And with like Zlatan leaving, you know, there's no leadership or experience there, and I just feel that like it just like we're kind of hoping to win the title next year, and with a little bit of experience, I think we might win it. But with Morata, Mbappe, Rashford, and Belotti, I just feel it's just no experience there, you know?
I tell you what, I love the accent. Are you North or South Ireland?
South.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I've not been there for a while, but I lived there. I lived in Malahide for 3 years, and obviously I used to live around it, and I love the accent. But I love the way you say Belotti. I think I've got to get that I wish I could say it that way, but I can't. But I've lost my train of thought now. But a lot of people are on about the way, because you're saying like a lot. Look, it's accents. It's the way people are. And when I used to live over there, I used to say top of the morning and thanks a million. I've never said it. I've never said it since I left. But what I will pick you up on is Cavani. I can't stand Cavani. I wouldn't want him anywhere near the club. I know he's a lot. You're not wrong to say it. There's a lot of people who do like Cavani, but I've never been impressed with him. But he is a very experienced striker.
Yeah, I mean, I would love him there because of the experience and everything. And by the way, I apologise for me saying like a lot.
No, you don't need to. No, it's just where you're from. You know, there'll be people. I was going to sort of pick on Scousers a bit, spitting on their screen, but they won't. We don't have them on their band. But very good points. Cavani, John Gnarly says Cavani has an awful conversion rate, but then there's people saying would love to get Cavani for the same reasons you're saying, that he's experienced. And I haven't. He normally gets linked to Manchester United. I don't even know what his season was like for PSG last year. I don't know whether I ignore him on purpose, but I haven't really heard of anything about Cavani for quite a while. But I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Cavani.
We'll have to wait and see. First time on the show, I believe.
Yeah.
Very good call, like all the debuts tonight, and please do call in again.
Yeah, thank you.
Ta-da! I nearly said thanks a million, but that would have just been probably a bit cheesy for all you lot. But I'm a married man, and I don't like the accusations that are going on in the live comments. I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but I like the accent. I lived there for 3 years. It's why I lived there. I just used to walk around listening to people's accents. No, I don't. I like the way she said Belotti. So what? It's just an accent. Jose doesn't bring through youth, young players short term, says Arguth. And Mark, can you pick up my call, says Rannock. And if De Gea leaves, who do we play at goalkeeper next season? Please answer. I don't want to answer that, Animal. I don't want to answer that. And let's get this man on, because I know if I enjoyed the way Sophie spoke, I know that you're all going to love the way that Rodney speaks. So, Rodney, give us some of your velvet tones. What did you want to say?
Good evening, Mark. How are you?
All right. You still
can
there?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was listening to the last caller talk about Cavani. I've never really been impressed with him myself as a striker. He's a lot of effort without great output.
I think he's just a striker, isn't he? But I think I've seen him play left wing and stuff like that. And I've been consistent on the United stand for the last 3 years. I wouldn't have him at United. But then again, I wouldn't have Lacazette either. So it's always about opinion. Don't ever think that because I say something that's set in stone, because you all have your own opinion, and rightfully you should.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand. It could be. I mean, maybe before he went to PSG, his name would have been mentioned quite highly. But since he's been at PSG, and he kind of played second fiddle to Zlatan, who was the main man and probably would have still been the main man if we hadn't have released him. For me, he does a lot of work, but for the amount of chances that he gets, he's not lethal enough. And I think PSG found that out during the Champions League this year, which is probably why they're going for Aubameyang to kind of increase their goal threat. But what I wanted to talk about was the Morata thing.
Yeah.
In terms of a possible purchase. I've always liked him as a player. I liked him when he was at Juventus, and I always thought he had great movement for a striker. And he reminded me a little bit of, in terms of his movement and his hold-up, well, not necessarily his hold-up play, more of his goal poaching ability of Javier Hernandez, because once he gets in the box, he kind of positions himself in a very good between the defenders so that he actually gets a strike on goal, which is what I think we've missed quite a bit, because even though Zlatan has had many chances in front of goal, some of the chances that he should have scored, he didn't. which would have probably changed our draw rate into win rate and moved us up the table considerably.
It's interesting, if anybody's sad enough to follow Sander on Twitter, he actually retweeted, I don't know what his stance is on Morata, but he retweeted a clip that somebody had put up of Morata basically saying United are going to waste 70 million on this donkey, and it was about 5 or 6 misses. Now, I just think, one, that's how bitter our rival fans are, that they have to go and put a compilation together. But we're all different games, and he's been playing football for how many years? 6 years, and every striker makes a miss.
I mean, to be honest, if they're that busy putting clips together of our striker, it means they've got nothing to talk about in terms of their club. So let them waste their time. When you talked about the
strikers, though, I mean, I just want to ask you something.
Honestly, I think I might have mentioned this when I called last time or before, that I would like us to go back to a period where we had 4 strikers who were quite flexible in terms of rotation. It would be great if we got Morata and Belotti, and to work alongside Martial and Rashford, because it would mean then that our front 4 would have good movement and pace, and would always cause a goal threat on the attack. I've got no problems, I think, in terms of the defence this year. We do need to strengthen. I definitely think that we need to get someone in the midfield to bolster what we have already, so to allow Pogba to move on. And I think, if you remember, I said when I was on the Sunday, I didn't want Griezmann, and you and
Alex. Rodney? Breaking up a bit. Still there? I think we've lost him.
Bold shout.
I've got you back now. Lost you for a few seconds there. Sorry, if you could just cover that last 20 seconds what you're on about. Griezmann, wasn't it?
Adverts.
Okay, let me close it and start it again. That's always a good point. But what I was just thinking about that, why it does that. I'm just going to quit Skype and come back. That was a bloody pain. I'm getting a bit of lag on my screen as well. It's bloody typical. It never runs right. What I was going to say is, though, Al Chapo MMG 26 has said there, Morata and Belotti up front equals lethal combination, which, my first thought to that is you can't play 4-4-2 anymore. Nobody really does it. I know Leicester won the title doing it, but they had one very, very dropped off into the midfield. But this is all based around an assumption that we'll play 4-3-3. What if Mourinho's plan is to play a 3-4-3 next season? What if he's thinking De Gea in goal, Bailly, Lindelof and Smalling, or Michael Keane if he's going to sign him. Right side, Valencia is sort of like a wing back. Left side, Perisic as a sort of wing back. Then you've got your midfield 2 of maybe Herrera and Fabinho, and then you've still got 3 up front where it can be Pogba obviously off them, Pogba, Morata, Belotti, and you still get your width that way. You still get you get a back 3, you get a 2 of Herrera and Fabinho, you still get Pogba in there, and you get a front 2 as well. So, and I know that's just one team, but there's a lot of flexibility there for people like Martial, for Rashford, for Mata, Mkhitaryan. What I would say is, don't worry if I give you an 11 that doesn't have Rashford, Martial, Mkhitaryan or Mata in it, because that's what we've got to do next season. Get rid of the deadwood and have about 17 or 18 players that you trust week on week to be in our 11. And that's what Mourinho will want, because he'll have seen last season that this United team can fight. And they can fight on all fronts. So he will want, like I say, 18, 19, really players that he can trust, supplemented by some of the youth that he can mess around with. And if it was a 3-4-3 with 3 centre-backs, you've got your wing-backs, You could play Luke Shaw in there. You could bring somebody else in on the right, like Fosu Mensah. You got Perisic, like I say. You can bring Mkhitaryan in to play off the forward or in the midfield with Pogba and Herrera sitting and give Fabinho a rest. You can get Mata in there. You can have Rashford and Martial up front. There's loads and loads of options. It just depends where he's thinking from. And my personal thought is, if we're going to get Morata and Belotti, and we're definitely keeping Martial and Rashford, that's 4. I can't just see us playing one up front like we have done last season, because that's 4 people after one position. I think there's going to be some flexibility, fluidity, maybe a new formation, which is really, really exciting. I'm having problems with Skype, everybody. Can't bloody open it. But we've had fantastic calls again tonight. Remember to drop a like. I think so many people debuted tonight. They were all really, really good. And then we got obviously got Rodney on again towards the end, just to give it. That's the way I'm going to do it from now on. I mean, if you're good and you come on and you do well, we will. I'm not saying it's always going to be new callers, because we want to mix it up. But like tonight, we got 4 or 5 new people on. Got Rodney on, who's been on before. Sometimes it'll be 3 and 3, but it's got to be like that. I want to get everybody on, but we've also got to give people who've called in before a chance to come on if they've done well as well. So it works really well. So please do drop a like on it. It's one of my favourite shows. We don't normally do it on a Friday. It's normally Thursday and Monday, but Thursday last night we had problems with Skype. We got away with it for most of the show tonight, but it cut off. So I might try and get Rodney back on the Sunday night show, because I know a lot of people like you for that. And if you are listening, Rodney, if you're all right for Sunday, just drop us a message on Skype. That'd be good. Remember to drop the like on the video, because this is for the callers, and the callers were fantastic tonight. And I think when they come back and watch the video and listen to themselves later, it's really encouraging for them if they can see that there's 1,000 likes on the video, because they are all for you. Live comments, brilliant as ever, some really good comments. I've just got to read Ryan Taylor's super chat. Thank you, Ryan. He says, Cavani had 35 goals in 35 games in the league last season. Second best shot to goal ratio in Europe. People don't know what they are talking about. Thanks for the contribution, Ryan, and thanks for the opinion. Look, if you like Cavani, that's totally your opinion, and I'm glad that you've come on and done that. I don't. You won't convert me, I won't convert you. Why should we convert each other? It's all about opinion. But Cavani, for me, not quite. Still got a few comments I need to read out, so you don't need to go yet. D Sherry 711 has made a contribution without leaving a comment, but thanks for that. Evo Duck, Jared, we did that one. Happy birthday, Lawrence. Lorenzo Van Matterhorn contributed on the Zlatan video earlier. I missed that. He says, spot on, Mark. No, I did. We did comment on that. But there's somebody I just want to read out. I don't know whether they'll be watching tonight, but they've been slightly unfortunate in the past. Ali, Mark, what are you doing for 100,000 subs? We will almost get there. People, 4 key people watching. Come on. Come on. I can't find it. Apologies about that. But let me get back to the video. Back to the one. Okay, there we are. Right, thanks everybody. We have hit the weekend. I hope you are looking forward to your weekend. I certainly am. And what I want to know from you, well, tomorrow we normally do the transfer show at 11 a.m. on a weekend. Every weekday it's 7 a.m. but at the weekend I do it as a live show. It's normally 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. tomorrow we'll have Transfer Daily on a Sunday. Tomorrow night it's 8 o'clock and it is Snapchat, Twitter and live comments Q&A. So massively interacting with the live comments because there are different aspects. Tonight it was Skype and a bit of live comments. Tomorrow night, a lot of live comments, interaction. Twitter, if you're on there at United Stand MUFC, we'll put something up. We'll put a Twitter tweet that you can reply to. That'll go up on screen as well. And Snapchat. So that's 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Obviously, we'll react if anything happens later on tonight in relation to United or in the day tomorrow. But it'll be 11 a.m. transfer show. Might do a ramble Sunday morning with Robbie and then Sunday night show. And who knows? We may. How nice would it be? I think it's a bit of a push, but you never know. How nice would it be if we got to 100,000 subscribers for the Sunday night show? Because Sunday night was where it started. Our very first show was a Sunday night show. How nice would it be to have 100,000 subscribers on the Sunday night show? But it's down to you lot. If you haven't subscribed, bottom right hand corner, click that subscribe button, and if you know United fans who don't know anything about the United stand, spread the word, get them to subscribe. We'll get there eventually. I can't wait to do it because the studio we're going to use is just brilliantly retro. But thanks everyone for watching. I think it's an exciting time to be a United fan. I think there's a lot going on at the moment, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think there will be signings coming forward, and if I can get 4 out of my 5 that I predicted on Monday night, I'll be ecstatic, and I can start to then do what my United 11 would be next year, which would be very interesting. But it's too early to do it at the moment. Too early. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for all the guests. Thanks for all the live comments. You're absolutely fantastic, and I'll see you tomorrow.